champions, it seems, for ages. In the last 2 years, the Giants have suddenly discovered the way to beat the former champions. They've won 5 in a row against them since 2012 and go for number 6 tonight. Well, let's give you a last check on the way the teams will line up, shall we now? And first of all, at fullback, it's Ireland against England or Scott Griggs against Zach Hardacre. On the wings, Jermaine McGilvray, who got a hat-trick against Wigan in the first week, up against Ryan Hall, who grabbed his first tries of the season last weekend. Jody Broughton's on debut for the Giants, up against the Super League top try scorer so far, that's Tom Briscoe. Centres, Leroy Cudjoe making his 170th Giants appearance. Joel Moon is there for Leeds. Joe Wardle goes up against Callum Watkins, who turns 23 next Wednesday. And at standoff, the man of steel Danny Brough and Kevin Sinfield, who's inching towards an incredible 3,500 points for the Leeds Rhinos. Scrum half, Luke Robinson and Danny Maguire, two great talents there. Up front, Antonio Kafusi gets a start, and he's against Kylie Luluai. At hooker, Sean Lunt is still out injured, so Kyle Wood for Huddersfield. Paul Ayton is a Papua New Guinea international. And the Welsh international, Craig Cobjack, has the task of trying to stop the evergreen Jamie Peacock. Second row sees the England international Brett Ferris against surely a future international Stevie Ward. And Jason Chan will battle it out against Carl Ablett. At loose forward, it's Michael Lawrence pitting his wits against Brett Delaney. The substitutes, Earl Crabtree drops to the bench for Huddersfield, no place this week for Okuma Tai. Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Mitch Achurch will make their first appearances of 2014. Well, it's been a glorious day here in West Yorkshire all day. Clear, crystal clear blue skies, bitingly cold wind, and the pitch is in absolutely tip-top condition. And Huddersfield, top of the table last year, Leeds were third. Not since the 50s have these two clubs enjoyed such intense rivalry. The 100% start to the season for Leeds goes on the line, but they have lost each of the last 5 against Huddersfield in both the Super League and the Challenge Cup since 2012. And Ken Davey, in the Huddersfield scarf there, hopes that this will be victory number 6 for his men, and so too does the coach of the year, of course, Paul Anderson. Should be a cracker, Steve-O.
Certainly is, and I'm very pleased that Paul Anderson has stuck with the side, because they know deep down they have the ability to have won both those games. Okay, they've lost 3 points when they really should have started this season undefeated, but it's going to be a big task against Leeds. You've just mentioned the fact that the Giants have got a very good record over them, and Leeds and their coach Brian Dermott will be aware of the firepower that they have, especially out in the three-quarter line. I mentioned before the kickoff that when you see and you look down McGilvray, Cudjoe, Wardle, Broughton, and then on Leeds, the three-quarter line, Briscoe, Watkins, Moon and Hall, that is sensational. They can produce wonderful, outstanding rugby league, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed tonight. Great rivalry between these two sides, and the crowd, they're warming to this wonderful reception.
Yes, they are, and the players emerge through the Guard of Honour formed by members of the Yorkshire Regiment. There's the man of steel and the Huddersfield captain, Danny Brough, and it'll be a battle royal for Danny Brough up against Kevin Sinfield here tonight. The match referee, James Child, he's waiting. He's the man in the middle. It's a big game, arguably the top match of this, the 4th round of the First Utility Super League. We're just about ready to get underway. The Giants of Huddersfield against the Rhinos of Leeds. And it's going to be Kevin Sinfield who will get us underway. Here we go then. A very important 80 minutes for Huddersfield in particular. They've only lost 1 of the last 3. They won 24-8 at Wigan in week 1, but then they dropped a point to Hull KR, 2 tries in the last 3 minutes. They were 20 points to 12 up. That's witnessed last week with 12 minutes to go, and they were unable to hold on, and they lost. So Huddersfield maybe with a point to prove against their near neighbours.
And it's an amazing thing, Eddie. You know, Leeds, they really do like to kick off. They want to get that defensive pattern. They want to get involved in the game, real rough and tough, and so does Brian McDermott. A great, rough, tough player in his time. He knows how to get the best out of his outfit tonight.
Craig Kopczak plays the ball on halfway to Kyle Wood. It goes high off the boot of Danny Brough. This is spiralling everywhere, and well, Ryan Hall, I think, lost it maybe in the floodlights. He allowed it to bounce. It went over the dead ball line.
Tremendous kick, though, wasn't it, by Danny Brough? Such a great feature of his game. All-round quality, of course. The man of steel, Danny Brough, is such a key linchpin in this side.
This is Kylie Luluai at 35, one prop forward. On the other side, this man, Jamie Peacock, at 36. And I must say, Jamie Peacock and his captain, Kevin Sinfield, you might notice that there are those of us on the Sky Sports team wearing the pin badges for the Prostate Cancer UK charity. It is the Men United campaign that is well and truly underway during the month of March. And Peacock and Sinfield have pinned their colours firmly to the mast. And good on them for that. And we're all very proud to be associated with that charity here on Sky Sports.
Boy, what a good take there. Jermaine McGilvray under a lot of pressure. Wasn't the best kick in many ways. It looked as though they were a bit confused, Leeds there. It came from away from Maguire and Sinfield, and normally do it. Was left to the second row of Carl Ablett. And that just shows you how eager this Huddersfield defence is tonight.
This is Jody Broughton, virtually the first touch for the new signing from the Salford Red Devils. Of course, they were the City Reds when he left them in the close season, renamed the Devolution, of course, underway, and we saw them last night. It was a thrilling game, wasn't it, at Widnes? A really cracking match, and I rather fancy that this might be much of the same, as Brough again goes to the air with this towering left foot bomb of his. And this time, Hall watched it all the way, but look at the chase by the Huddersfield defenders.
Eddie, that's too much time for Danny Brough to get that kick away. You've got to put more pressure on him. You can't just stand there and admire him kicking that ball. You've got to win that last play, get off the line. If it's your job to be the kick chase captain for the side, go and put pressure on him.
Midway inside the Leeds half of the field, here comes Carl Ablett for the Rhinos. A new 5-year deal signed at the start of this year. Ayton gives it to Peacock. Peacock gets rid of it to Maguire. He then finds Sinfield. Sinfield finds Watkins. That's a good tackle. Great tackle by Brett Ferris.
Yeah, knew he picked him out, didn't he? Knew he was coming back on the inside. That's good pressure, but they've got it away.
They have, and Hardacre gets it to Watkins out the back. And it came off Broughton, It came off Broughton, and it's 0. It's back to 0 in the tackle count. The referee wiping the tackle count clean.
Good
6
work
to go.
Good work by the official, James Child. Broughton, first real chance to get his hands on the ball, couldn't get it in. Just a knock on.
Brett Delaney here.
Just got that hands to it. That was sufficient.
So that's why Leeds are in possession here. And Joel Moon on the angled run, halted by the tackle of Jason Chan and Luke Robinson.
Well, it's obvious that the Rhinos, they want to keep this ball alive. They don't want to get messed up with a battle down the middle. The link is absolutely superb. Sinfield and Maguire working overtime.
And here is Maguire. Maguire fires the pass to Sinfield. He just slipped on the surface, went to ground.
Got to be into the corner, surely. The kick.
Maguire kicks it high to the corner, looking for Ryan Hall. Well claimed, though, by Jermaine McGilvray, but good defence from Leeds. They almost push him over the line. He isn't over the line, so it's play the ball on the goal line for Huddersfield. This now is Leroy Cudjoe.
Well, we've got some bomb disposal experts out there. The kicks have been accurate. They've been challenged very often. Difficult to take, but here again, Huddersfield have lost possession. And the field position early on is going to the Leeds side. Watkins in possession out wide.
It is a great position for Leeds. You're right, Phil. This is Callum Watkins now. Mistake here by Scott Griggs, the fullback. So Leeds beginning this with the glorious field position behind them. It's Brett Delaney now, and they're just 8 metres shy of the line. Ayton will spin the ball to Maguire. They'll give it flat to Ablett. And Ablett tried to run straight over the top of Luke Robinson, and the little fella, with a bit of help from the big fellas, manages to keep him the right side of the whitewash from the Giants' point of view. Ayton showed it to 1, showed it to 2. Peacock on the charge.
Great defence had to be as well. Neat little inside pass from the hooker, Ayton.
If Huddersfield escape from this, they will get great confidence. Ayton, that's wonderful mark of defence. No, it isn't. He's offside.
Yeah, just a little bit too sharp. Got to get behind the whitewash. Failed to do that. More pressure now.
Or Stewart, was he not standing square here?
It's Leroy Cudjoe. Leroy Cudjoe was right up on the outside, near the play of the ball. They just couldn't get the ball away.
So it's a penalty, and the referee just calling time off because Robinson's taken a bang early here. He's got some blood just coming away from his eyebrow, so that will need patching up.
And that could be an advantage for the Giants. It gives them a chance to get their defensive line sorted out.
This is Kylie Luluai now.
Will they spring wide? Will they go for another drive? Try to suck this defence in. Ayton gets it away to Maguire. Wood got to him very quickly, and with help also from Michael Lawrence. Maguire is put to the deck. Now then, here come Leeds again. That's a great ball, and they're over. It's Stevie Ward. Stevie Ward gets the first try. It's been a catalogue of errors really for Huddersfield in the early moments here. They've spilled the ball, they've conceded penalties, and Leeds take full advantage. Stevie Ward with the try. He missed the first round against Hull Kingston Rovers. He dislocated his shoulder last April, but he's come back this year. Only 11 appearances in 2013, and he's got the first try on the board tonight for the Rhinos. He applied the pressure, and you can see the fullback Griggs had the ball knocked back, but it was backwards. No knock on from the Leeds. Under so much pressure, you can see there. He had 3 or 4 to pick from to James Child, the penalty and the pressure. They soaked it up well. Neat little offload there by Kevin Sinfield. 2 drives, see the dummy runner. They didn't go through that angle. You'll notice that they'll just hang back. Oh, that's a good effort.
Steve-O, it's two Leeds attackers at one defender in Joe Wardle, and Joe Wardle's got to make a decision. Unfortunately, he only sees Stevie Ward at the last minute, can't come up with a decent tackle.
Well, Leeds as strong as they can be right now. Ian Kirk really is their only injured first-team player, and they have several of their outstanding youngsters out on loan to other Super League clubs. And here is Sinfield to try and add the extras. Head down, he doesn't really miss many, does he, Kevin Sinfield? That's his 13th successful kick of the season, and Leeds are ahead by 6 points to 0.
They've been very good, Leeds Rhinos. The change of direction from the big boys in the middle of the park, just making the Huddersfield defenders work. Stevie Ward comes onto that ball. They're asking questions at the line, and when you're defending your line and you're defending on your heels, it's very difficult to stop a rampaging Rhino like that.
Great work as well by the centre Joel Moon. It looked as though he was going to become first receiver. Didn't run the risk of going across the advantage line and maybe classified as an obstruction. Took 2 steps, stopped, he missed him out. Pass from Sinfield, superb.
Luluai takes the ball forward again. He's started the last 2 also. Incredible about Kylie Luluai. 5 NRL clubs in as many years before he joined Leeds. He's now in his 8th season with the Rhinos. This is Ablett.
Such a strong man, isn't he? Loves to run out on this left-hand centre. Obviously picking out the little fella, Luke Robinson. But the one thing about Robinson, as we just see again, he's tigerish when it comes to defence. Always goes low.
Maguire with a measured kick down the middle.
A great kick as well. Look at that chase. Oh, they're up for this.
Yes, they are. They look very eager, Leeds. Their pride has been dented by the Huddersfield Giants in the recent past. This is a penalty, though, for hands in at the ruck.
Silly play by Paul Ayton. Did all the hard work, getting himself involved, and then watch this. Just has another little dig. Can't do that. All players have been told at the start of this season the officials are not going to stand for it. They'll get no pats on the back from Brian McDermott, his coach.
So Huddersfield will start just 10 metres inside their own half. A big drive coming in from Antonio Kafusi, who'll stand and play it to Wood. He will come down this right-hand channel. That's a good ball from Robinson. This is Chan. Chan has got Griggs, and Griggs has a clear run to the line. Huddersfield respond. Huddersfield respond immediately, but it's not given yet. Is there a hint of obstruction in the build-up to this try? It's going to the video referees, and Stewart, you were on it in a flash. You were indicating it's a possibility.
Yeah, well, Kylie Luluai is blocked as they go through. Whether it affects the play, there's the collision with Kylie Luluai. What the video referees have to decide is whether it affects any play outside. Does it affect the Leeds defence? If he's taken out of the defence, the runner's ahead of the play, Kopczak's gone straight into him, so that then obviously leaves them short on this side. There's no covering.
That's got to be a no try. As far as I'm concerned, that's a deliberate run.
Well, if you have a little look at Carl Ablett, the second man in from the bottom, he checks himself and he checks the run because he sees that Kylie Luluai has fell to the ground. If Kylie Luluai follows through, that's definitely a try saver.
No try, penalty for obstruction.
Well, the video referees, Ian Smith, who was announcing the decision to the crowd, and Richard Silverwood, they agree with the version of events as seen from up here. No try. Danny Brough doesn't agree with it, though, I'll tell you.
And it's obviously a disappointment for the Huddersfield supporters, but what it is a positive that Luke Robinson can create and find chances for his teammates on the right side of the field. I think at times Huddersfield last season were too reliant on Danny Brough and Brett Ferris over on the left. They've shown here they can break through Leeds' defence using Robinson as the creative ball player.
Yeah, I agree, Phil, but you've got to say that Craig Kopczak, with him doing the push as well, getting himself involved onto Luluai, the officials had no other reason than to turn it down.
Well, here come Leeds looking to make capital of that escape. Oh, it's 3-on-2 out wide now because Hardacre slipped the net, but Ferris came across quickly to cut him down with a little bit of help from Danny Brough. There is Callum Watkins. Now it's with Sinfield. He hands it on to Delaney again. Delaney goes down 10 metres away from the line, right bang in front of those Huddersfield Giants posts. It's with Ayton. Here's Maguire. Maguire then short ball to Luluai. Luluai charges towards the line. It took a very good tackle by Michael Lawrence to bring him down. Ayton again will come back this way this time. This is Maguire. And once again, it's good defence from Michael Lawrence. Last one coming up here for the Leeds Rhinos then. Sinfield slides the kick in, straight into the arms of Scott Griggs.
Tremendous positioning there by the fullback. Griggs had to be as well. Pressure on Sinfield, didn't get enough time to be able to control the kick, but you've got to give credit to Huddersfield fullback. He was Johnny on the spot there. See the pressure on the Sinfield? That's what they need to do throughout this game.
So 11.5 minutes gone, Leeds with a 6-point advantage. Huddersfield with a try disallowed for obstruction just a few moments ago. And Kyle Wood from dummy half gives it to Brough. And Brough with an angled kick.
Well, it went early, did Danny Brough. Didn't wait until the last, but you could see both Hardacre and the winger Ryan Hall, they got themselves sorted out. They knew that they anticipated the kick coming early.
It's a good chase by Huddersfield. That's why Leeds begin this set of 6 deep inside their own half. This is Carl Ablett again, and he's spun to the ground by Cudjoe. Joel Moon is waiting at dummy half and pointing that he was going that way. He had to. He was tight to the touchline. And Callum Watkins almost through. Good tackle by Kopczak.
Great play the ball. Great play the ball.
Good work by Cudjoe. Ayton, though, managed to get the ball away to Maguire. Maguire went with a looping pass to Joel Moon. Ryan Hall's waiting on the wing. Here he is. And Jason Cham's waiting for Ryan Hall. Yeah, here comes the last tackle.
Good covering there from the second row of Cham's. Got to be a high one, bomb, surely.
It's with Sinfield. They're going out to the right-hand side looking for the Super League's top try scorer, Tom Briscoe. Everyone's let it bounce. It's bounced in the arms of Hardacre. He's trapped, but he still manages to get the ball away to Watkins. Watkins off the legs of Broughton, but it was ball at man, not man at ball. This will be the head and feet of the scrum to the Huddersfield Giants.
Well, full credit to the Giants' defence. They didn't want to go for it. Surprisingly, Tom Briscoe didn't make any attempt. Just got a bit lost, but here they sort themselves out. They got back in time. The pressure.
Oh, was there an instinctive little dart out of the right leg there by Jody Broughton, after all?
Oh, it's pretty hard to go against that, Eddie.
I think he's being given the benefit of the doubt. He was twisting and putting his leg down.
He was travelling at some speed, I'll tell you. Now then, the big problem that we found from the Giants so far, after 13.5 minutes, is that very rarely have they, in their set of 6, got anywhere near the halfway line. That's better.
They're over halfway now, halfway through this set of 6. Wardle trying to get to his feet, struggling to get off his back. Here is Brough, showed it to one, gave it then to Michael Lawrence. It was a good tackle needed by Peacock. Peacock rolls out of the way as Brough picks up from dummy half. And Brough spins, looks for the offload, gets it away to Griggs. Griggs is tackled from behind by Peacock. Well, last time we saw Peacock, if I remember rightly, he did 60 tackles in the match. He's well on course to make it 60 again tonight. That's not the best kick. He knows it too, the man of steel, and so does his coach.
Yeah, not happy with that. One of the very rare build-ups that we've seen there from the Giants, and a poor finish. You know, someone was asking me the other day, and they said, how on earth can Jamie Peacock get through 60 tackles? Well, I'll tell you how they do it. A lot of the other coaches in the other sides, they think that Jamie Peacock passed his best in defence. If you keep running at him, he'll just tackle them, and he does.
Well, he's already got through 9 tackles there, as you can see. We've only been playing 14 minutes, so...
It surprises me, Eddie. A lot of people think that he just cannot last in that defensive line, and he does, time and time again.
Every single week he seems to be there, and when he does get a breather, it seems to be for a couple of minutes.
Eddie, I think I'm well qualified to speak about Jamie Peacock.
Why?
And how he gets
have you
around.
Ever made 60 tackles in a match?
In a season, actually, Ed. But the way that he gets around the pitch, he knows when to take a drive, he knows when to exert energy, get off the line. He knows when it's going to be his man. And he always leads from the front. When it's a big play in the middle, Jamie Peacock's the man who'll come up with it.
Well, that was a wonderful example there. You know, the kick to Geordie Broughton, but the shield that the fullback Scott Griggs did there was so effective.
Well, that's one tackle that Jamie Peacock won't remember with any fondness. His 10th of the match, and he comes up with a penalty. Just holding him down.
Isn't that the second time in the game? I think sometimes you forget. You talk about wingers, Jermaine McGillivray scoring tries, making breaks. But actually, with their enthusiasm, helping the side to win a penalty, and therefore move the team downfield, is a massively important part that wingers have to play now, Eddie, when they return kicks to start sets.
Big Earl is out there now. He's just come off the bench. This is Robinson. There he is, Earl Crabtree. Almost 350 appearances now for this his only club. And he's on the shoulder there of Kopjak. And he's bouncing off them. Can he get the ball away, though? No, he can't.
Well, he nearly took advantage. The prop forward, Kyler Lulawai, slipped. And there was a huge gap opened up.
This is Lawrence, who he just managed to hang on to that, Michael Lawrence. Wood directing the traffic at dummy half. Gives it to Crabtree. Out wide it goes, and Wardle! Forward pass, says James Child.
Oh, it's not a lucky night for the Giants, is it? Second try, wiped off. Obstruction, the first one. Griggs got it knocked off. And it looked as though Joe Wardle was going to get it. Did he get any chance to get it down? It's a nice build-up there.
I just wonder if the problem there, Stuart, was, and I hate to use the word momentum, but Danny Bruff's momentum was stopped and he was actually pushed back. So optical illusion, or do you think it was definitely forward?
I think that one has come out of his hands forward. There was a very strong call from the sideline on it, so they were obviously very confident from where they were stood.
I think you could see quite clearly that the position of Danny Bruff's hands, it was going in front of his body. Well,
so
two
tries.
Two tries down, Eddie. Yeah, it's and on both occasions, it came about by Leeds giving away silly penalties when they were way down in the red attacking zone, and they've got away with it on 2 occasions.
That was a 40-20 attempt by Sinfield, and Scott Griggs cut the ball out in the air. Will take on Callum Watkins. This Huddersfield side beat Leeds emphatically in 3 meetings last year. How times have changed. They waited 38 years and 30 games to record a win against Leeds, and after 50 years for home and away league wins in the same season, they've done so against the Rhinos in each of the past 2 seasons now. As I say, the pendulum has swung slightly over the course of the last 24 months, but tonight, at the moment, Leeds with their noses in front.
Well, the Giants are utilising the dummy runners. They're trying everything they know to try to make that break clean through. But I must say the discipline in this Leeds defence has been A-OK so far.
Wood to Brough, and Brough with an angled kick, and well claimed, well read by Zach Hardaker. Bounces off Robinson, hits the ground, gets away from Griggs. Here comes Hardaker on the charge. Brett Ferris was there quickly, so too was Michael Lawrence.
Hasn't he come on a bundle, Zach Hardaker? Absolutely superb play there.
It's a remarkable turnaround in fortunes. Remember what happened to him, kicked out of the England camp for disciplinary reasons in the World Cup, but he's shown up brilliantly in the opening weeks of this new season.
Good tackle by Scott Griggs. Could have been penalised, perhaps should have been. Great work.
Good defence on Stevie Ward. That was well done and well read by Joe Wardle. But Leeds looking dangerous every time they come forward, aren't they?
That look forward.
This is Brad Singleton. And Ayton, dummy half, gives it to the skipper, Sinfield. Great kick over the top, looking for Tom Briscoe, finds him. Oh, and then off the fingertips of Watkins. Knock on. But they're inventive and they are causing problems. They're making Huddersfield think.
Yeah, lovely little switch from that open side from Sinfield coming on the angle. Got to give a lot of credit to the Giants' defence. They stood firm. They put themselves in good position.
Eddie, Leeds Rhinos know when to attack and when to defend. On the set previous to that, they kicked on the second play. They wanted to get the ball as far away from the line as possible. And then they get up the other end in that set of 6. Unfortunately, don't come over the try, but pin Huddersfield back.
Oh, this will be manna from heaven for Jason Chan.
Well, Brian McDermott must be going absolutely ballistic. That's the third occasion they've applied the pressure, keeping the Giants down in their own quarter, and they give away a penalty. Well, they've got away with it twice. Remember, Stevie Ward scored the opener. Griggs no try. Then they had another turn down, but a forward pass. Will he be as lucky this time?
Well, that's the first tackle, and they are inside Leeds territory, but only just. Kopchak might take them a bit further forward now, and he does. He was tackled by Ablett, having been aided by Ayton. Here is Robinson. This is Chan. Tries to ride the tackle, thought about the offload, held on. Wood scampers in at dummy half. They're 20 metres away. It's with Robinson. Flat pass to Crabtree, who skips away from one. And can he get the ball away? No, he can't. He has to go down.
Well, he did a step like a centre. Quality centre, too.
Brough, wide they go.
Oh, that's great defence.
It's excellent defence, and Wardle hits the ground. Oh, that's interesting. Kick to the in-goal. Maguire with work to do, and Maguire does it, I think. Yes, he does. He grounds it over the line. Just.
That's a great effort.
Oh, now then, was Griggs standing square then?
No. And I must say, a lot of the Giants, not many were getting back to 10. They have on that occasion. That's a good tackle.
It's been a great opening quarter. Very fast-paced, hasn't it? To get out to the in-goal, that's almost worth 4 points there for Danny Maguire. Got his side away from trouble. Huddersfield have gone toe-to-toe, though, and I think it's great, isn't it? Fast play the balls, end-to-end game. We haven't seen many tries yet, Eddie, and I'm sure they're coming soon.
Watkins with a kick on the last, and Scott Griggs with bags of time to pick it up out of the air.
And again, we see this Leeds outfit very, very keen to get the ball out wide. That's a good run there. Good stuff from Jody Broughton.
Wood will give it to Cudjoe. Cudjoe is a centre. El Crabtree these days is a prop. Steve-O mentioning that Crabtree was running like a centre. Tony Smith actually played him in the centres in the year that they came out of what was then called the Northern Ford Premiership. So he knows what to do when he gets sight of the opposition try line. Does Big Earl, and here comes Scott Griggs now. Robinson. Infield it comes to Brough. Brough will dink a kick to the in-goal area. Oh, that's been dropped. That is a try for Wardle.
I'm with you, Eddie.
Try for all money.
I'm with you, Eddie. I think he's got it down before he gets anywhere near the whitewash.
They're looking at the challenge, apparently, the video referees, and they're looking at the grounding, Stuart.
Yeah, 2 things to look at. Obviously, it's coming from a kick, so they've got to check to see whether all the chasers are onside. And from that angle, it looks like they're all on, so we're on to what happens in the in-goal area. Is there interference on the challenge in the air? Is there a knock-on by a Huddersfield player?
It's Ian Smith on the controls, Richard Silverwood having a look as well. 2 video referees on duty each game in the Super League this year.
Now, on first look on this, it looks like Callum Watkins has just dropped the ball. There doesn't seem to be any interference there with Joe Wardle going for the ball.
They're both competing for the ball, aren't they?
They are. They're both challenging for the ball.
This might take a while, Stu, I think.
It might do. But it looks like the hand of Callum Watkins almost catches the ball, but then it goes backwards off him. I don't think there's any forward momentum from the Huddersfield player there coming in. I think that comes off Callum Watkins and it goes backwards.
Was that Brett Ferris challenging it in the air? It was.
But does Wardle grab the neck and pull him down? That's what they'll be looking at also.
Well, I think he challenges for the ball, and then as he's coming down, and after Callum Watkins has lost the ball, there is contact with Callum Watkins.
Well, they're not convinced. I said this might take a wee while. Why shouldn't it be a long deliberation? Because it's vital, this. But the Huddersfield fans will go crackers if this isn't given.
Eddie, I can't see a problem with this. Two Huddersfield players jumping for the ball. They have their arms in the air. They're looking to catch the ball. Obviously, their arms have got to come down. Does he push him away? I think that's the only thing that we're going to be looking at. And are his feet out to play?
I think their only concern here is going to be whether Brett Ferris touches the ball forward. And I think that proves that he doesn't. I think it's come back off Callum Watkins. So I would just move on to the grounding.
Well, you would, Stu, but you're not pushing the buttons and organising things. Now they are. So this, so long as he keeps his feet in touch inside the right side of the whitewash.
Oh, is that right?
His right foot has come round.
Left, isn't it?
Oh, it's a right foot.
That's up in the air. That's up in the air.
I think he just gets it down. The super zoom proves that. It's just down. Oh.
Is that a boot? Is that a stud?
Is that a shadow? Oh.
Is that a tie? I'm going to go for TRY.
I think his foot's on the line.
I think the shot from the side might prove it.
Oh, he drags his boot.
Hopefully from the other side.
Well, how long? This is the time when you don't want long studs. I'm going to give it.
Benefit of doubt, maybe. We still have that, Stuart, don't we? The benefit of the doubt?
Yes, we still have it in our country.
That ball's down. Is his foot on the line simultaneously?
If it is
simultaneously, Stuart, what's the decision?
If it's simultaneously, then his foot's on the dead ball line, so it would be no try.
Okay, here we go.
The decision is no try. 20-metre restart. His foot was on the dead ball line.
Well, that's three they've had chalked off, and he is emotionless, Paul Anderson. So benefit of the doubt was not even a consideration by the sound of things.
No, well, I think if you look at the last shot, that one, then I think you can see his foot's on the line when the ball's going down. And I think that's a fair call.
Well, they've got away with it again,
we all changed our minds up here 16 times then, didn't we?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Eddie, Leeds cannot continue to give those three penalties away. Okay, they've got away with it on those three occasions. Huddersfield could have had a commanding lead.
Well, they've had three tries chalked off. Interesting decisions. Two have been turned down by the video referee. That's Griggs and Wardle. And we have the forward pass. Here is Cudjoe. This is a zero tackle. And this now is Crabtree. The centre turn prop, and he's using his shoulder and his weight to try and bustle his way towards the Leeds line.
And that's what Paul Anderson, the coach, needed. Someone to get out there and really create a bit of a havoc.
David Fayumu might.
Well, Crabtree certainly has. He's been all over the shop since he came off the bench.
Robinson now gives the ball to Chan. He rides one tackle. He can't get away from Singleton. And Jamie Jones-Buchanan there is back in Super League, number 11. First appearance of the season for him. Robinson gets the flat pass away to Crabtree. Crabtree just couldn't smuggle the ball to Lawrence. Oh, and a little fumble there by Wood, maybe.
Well, he was sort of disturbed slightly with Jamie Peacock. He'd already done the tackle and didn't get out of the area quick enough.
Now Brough gives it to Robinson. He then gives it to Jason Chan again. He bounces off Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Tackle not completed. Griggs is able to carry this movement on, and now Michael Lawrence will do the same. But it's a wall of white defenders that stood in front of him. Here's the last coming up. Wood and Brough. Oh, Brough's tackled and missed, and then tackled and missed again. He gives it then to Wardle, and Wardle's going to be trapped. They lost their way then, the Giants.
Well, he seems happy, doesn't he, Paul Anderson, that at least they got themselves into a position. But you also have to give a lot of credit to the way that this Rhinos defence got back in numbers.
I think Huddersfield have shown, haven't they, in the opening 25 minutes, that the defeat last week wasn't any sign of decline. They've been very competitive in this game, but the difference so far, really, extra metres made by Leeds. They've charged the ball forward. Similar amount of possession. You'd expect a very close game at this stage.
And that's what we've got. 6-0 to Leeds. They're predicting on the stats a tied match, but 6-0 to the Rhinos it is. And 26 minutes coming up on the clock. Here is Peacock again. Lost only 2 at home, did the Giants last year in Super League's regular rounds. Wigan did win here in the playoffs, of course. That was the beginning of the end of the league leaders' grand final bid, really. Sinfield down the middle with that kick. Ooh, a horrible bounce. It took it past Scott Griggs. Here come the chasers.
Yeah, 7 of them in total. Just took a nasty bounce, didn't it? It's amazing what the rugby league ball can do. Now it's important. Bit of composure here now from the Rhinos. They can't afford to give away another penalty.
He's had a good first half, Jason Chan, so far.
Yeah.
Cudjoe, Robinson, and Fayumu.
And to be fair, the Giants, they're doing crisscrosses, they're doing different angle runs. They're trying everything to get through. As yet, they have, oh, that was a forward pass.
It was a knock-on anyway, I think, be deemed to be. And Leeds have it back courtesy of Callum Watkins. Here is Tom Briscoe. Haven't seen much of Tom tonight so far. Super League's top try scorer. Ooh.
That looked dangerous.
He was
that looked dangerous.
There.
Not the best. Wardle couldn't get it.
Ayton. Peacock will drive it forward.
We haven't seen too much of Zach Hardacre chiming into the three-quarter line.
This is Maguire. Jamie Jones-Buchanan was hunting something down the left-hand side. There's Hardacre now at dummy half. Gives it then to Singleton. Singleton to Sinfield. Sinfield to Ward, and it's dropped by Ward.
Well, just as Huddersfield defenders may start to tire as we get to the 30-minute mark, Leeds have brought on little Rob Burrow. Paul Ayton's gone off the field. Burrow's on. And I suspect in the next 12 minutes we're going to see him darting around the middle of the field, looking to exploit any of the tired defenders who've been running non-stop for almost half an hour.
You have to take your hat off to Rob Burrow, don't you? You know, he wears number 7, so naturally a half-back. He lost that position when Kevin Sinfield and Danny Maguire became the half-back combination. Now he's lost his starting place to Paul Ayton at hooker, and he's always ready, willing and able to put his hand up and come on and help the cause.
Whatever's good for the team. And Rob Burrow, if you can imagine being a big forward in the middle of the pattern, and all of a sudden Rob Burrow comes onto the field. I promise you, Eddie, he terrifies oppositions. The biggest of men are petrified of that little lad.
They're on halfway, Huddersfield. This is the last tackle for them. And Brough with a kick, aiming it towards the corner. This will stay in the field of play. That's a great kick. And Hardacre has to run it back from there.
Yeah, better kick into the corner. That's what they needed, rather than opt for the bomb. Give this Zach Hardacre any room to move. He's electric. But that's good defence. Nowhere there for Tom Briscoe to go.
Briscoe will play the ball. Wardle wasn't standing square then.
Nearly pinched the penalty. That's what they were after.
Here he is, Burrow. First real touch. Other scores from around the country. Keep your eye on the bottom left of your screen throughout the course of the night. We'll keep you up to date with what's happening elsewhere. Here it's 6-0 to the Rhinos, who have reached the last tackle.
That was poor positioning there by the centre, Leroy Callum Watkins.
All the tries this weekend in Super League full-time Monday at 7, Sky Sports 2. Was that a pass to himself by Griggs?
I think he just lost control of it. Look, he had someone to help him out on the wing there.
Here's Cudjoe trying to ride the tackle of Carl Ablett.
Well, amazing, the opening 10 minutes, Leeds looked so slick, didn't they?
That's a good run from Fayumu. That would have been a penalty by Carly Luluai. Fayumu with a handoff to the face and chest of Stevie Ward. Ferris runs back and round into the centre of the field again. Robinson. And Bailey is on the field. Chris Bailey, the former London Bronco.
Got to be high bombs, surely.
Well, there's a problem here for a Leeds man. He's injured in back play. It's Carl Ablett. This is a high kick, and Hardick having to deal with it, and does. But Wardle bungles him into the in-goal area, and Huddersfield get a goal line dropout.
Good take under pressure, it had to be as well. In the background, Carl Ablett was getting treatment. Pretty difficult with the lights here, but he took it well.
If you watch Leeds defend, Zach Hardaker comes up with a brilliant take, but in this next set of 6, just have a little look how loose they are, either side of the play the ball. The tight defenders, Carl Ablett, this will be a big blow. Carl Ablett not one to normally stay down as he's going into the tackle to take Chris Bailey to ground. You can just see he twists his knee. There's nothing in that tackle other than trying to bring Chris Bailey down. But I think that's where the weakness could be, Eddie. For the Rhinos, I think they need to tighten up around the ruck area.
Concern on the face of Brian McDermott for one of his team. Carl Ablett, he'll limp his way back behind the goal line here for this dropout. Physio keeping a close watch on him. And 26-10, Hull are leading the Bradford Bulls. 12-6 to St Helens against Hull Kingston Rovers. 6-0 here. Goal line dropout. Punted into the Huddersfield half of the field by Kevin Sinfield, and run back here by Fayumu. Got past the first tacklers, couldn't get past Peacock. Now then, Robinson will scamper. Gets the ball away to Ferris. Ferris offloads to Griggs. Griggs to Wardle. Wardle right to Broughton. Broughton scores on his debut. He's delighted, Paul Anderson. They can't deny him this time. And Jody Broughton on his debut, hugging that left-hand touchline. And what a moment for Broughton, because this try comes on his debut against the team that let him go without playing in the first team all those years ago. And Broughton's try gets Huddersfield back into the match.
And it comes about by the persistence. Wonderful play by Luke Robinson. And then the offload. He got the overlap. And he had the strength. That was a beautiful finish. But it was Robinson's run. You could see just both Sinfield and Maguire. It left Wardle the opportunity to send the man into the corner. He's delighted, and why not? They've had 3 tries turned down, and he'll be thinking to himself, they can't turn that one down.
You're right, and I wonder whether it was ecstatic clapping or relief clapping.
You know, if Leeds could take that goal line dropout again, I'm sure they'd have kicked it to the other side of the field, because the way that David Fayumu ran that ball back, he made himself invisible when the defenders got in front of him, and then on the back of that quick play the ball, he side charged forward and scored and converted a brilliant try. They can't convert the try though, and it's still 4-6.
Yeah, very close for Danny Brough, but not close enough.
Well, I agree with Phil. From the drop here, David Fayumi must be 5'9", 5'10", playing at prop forward. And when he brings this back, he brings it back at pace. But just look at the little change of direction, the footwork there. Jamie Peacock then is left on the ground. As soon as there's one man just marking, that's when Luke Robinson comes out. Brett Ferris, as he always does, gets that one-handed offload away. Brilliant try from Jody Broughton in Huddersfield.
Well, here is something we don't see very often. Offside at the kick-off, because Leeds must have strayed over the whitewash, did they, Stuart, before the ball was kicked?
That's what is ruled. Some mistiming. Well, you can see there's, I think it's Jamie Peacock on this side that's got in front.
Well, there's 3, aren't there?
1 far side, 2 near side.
Well, it's a lack of concentration at times like that. Remember, Leeds gave away 3 penalties. They've done it again. It's just they're not using their brains.
And I tell you what, Tom Briscoe nearly made that an expensive mistake by Danny Brough, because he went for length, did Brough, and it just went over the top of Briscoe's head, but he did get a hand to it, having jumped from the field of play, but he couldn't keep it in. The ball spinning off his fingertips almost. Look at this. If he gets this back in the field of play, that is play on.
It's a brilliant effort, but at least he got the scrum down. Maybe this could turn out to be an advantage. Will he do the short blind side?
So head and feed from that penalty to the Giants. Here is Jason Chan. 10 metres away. Tackle 1. Tackles in the bank for the Giants. Robinson. Flat pass to Crabtree. They're watching him like a hawk. Crabtree. Robinson again from dummy half. Gives it then to Brough. He changes the direction. Fayumu and Bailey. Harassing defence though. Good harassing defence that by Joel Moon. Robinson comes down this side. Grix, short ball. Cudjoe bounces away from one. Gives it back to Fayumu. Fayumu then. A long risky pass, but it's come off for them. Here is Brough. Brough for the line. And Brough held up just short.
Neat little dummy. Good job they had numbers there. Was it touched? Is that back?
No.
Play on.
The tackle count continues. Here's Big Earl again.
They'll get themselves sorted out. Brough will be screaming for it for the kick, surely.
Last one coming up here. Robinson. Here's Brough. It goes high and wide looking for Cudjoe. Dropped. Play on. Went backwards. Gotta be a knock-on. Gotta be a knock-on.
It's made a big mistake, James Giles. It was a definite knock-on by the winger. Ryan Hall. Everyone else could see it, but the man with the whistle.
Well, we saw it from up here, but didn't our eyes deceive us? Was it knocked back by Leroy Cudjoe, which obviously is James's interpretation?
Well, I think that one was knocked on by Ryan Hall there. I think they've missed that one.
Boy, they have been lucky. 3 tries turned down for Huddersfield. Then a controversial decision by the man with the whistle. That is a knock-on for any money.
Clear as day. Never mind. That's a good tackle by Brough. Burrow with the kick. Off the chest of Grix. Lawrence now.
Well, I've got the tails up.
McGilvray now, I beg your pardon. Here comes Broughton again. There's just a little bit of pace come into the play from Huddersfield in the last 10 minutes or so.
Oh, I'd
They've
say
upped the ante.
I'd say longer than that, Eddie. I reckon the last 20 minutes has been controlled by this Giants outfit.
Controlled, yes, but with a lot of pace in the last 10. This is Jason Chan. In centre field. Wants to get up and play the ball. That was a little bit risky by Stevie Ward. He didn't clear the ruck. This is Grix.
And that's good refereeing by James Child. Okay, he knew that someone was loitering, one of the Leeds players, and they've done it again. It just says get play on. That's good.
Up it goes from the boot of Brough again. Well claimed by Hardaker, and Bailey is there to make sure he makes no progress forward.
Boy, I tell you what, they're putting a lot of pressure under this Zach Hardaker. They know his quality, but when you get the height, and it was a great kick from Brough. Look at that. Perfect timing so that the defence can get to him.
Well, Leeds knew that they had to improve this year. They wanted to get to the grand final and win. They didn't do it last season. I would say on the evidence of what we've just seen for the last 15 minutes, Mike, the defence has improved. I guess you can't judge a team on a 15-minute period, but he would have to be pleased. There's times in a game when your opponent's going to have possession and be on a roll, the crowd are up and behind them, but Leeds have coped with that and seems to have maybe just seen it off.
In back play, as we see this kick from Sinfield sail over the top of Scott Grix, Zach Hardaker is receiving treatment.
Brilliant kick from a man who's the master of it, isn't it? How many times has Kevin Sinfield just dug deep at a time when it looked like Leeds were just tiring, getting themselves into a big hole? That was a tremendous kick downfield.
Do you know what's more impressive? The kick chase, Steve-O. They've been under pressure on the line, and all of a sudden they know that the captain's going to come up with that. But they're still managing to bust them, and that's that gap behind the play the ball that was talking about, Eddie.
Oh, there's a penalty coming here because Lulawai didn't clear the ruck.
Do you know, I've seen them sent to the sin bin for that, Eddie. That is a professional foul. You've got to get out of the area. He failed to do any of that.
Interesting.
That, to me, that is a professional foul.
Interesting decision here with 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. They're going for goal.
Very interesting. Don't forget, last week they took 3 penalty goals, didn't they, against Leeds? They kicked 2 of the 3 at Widnes, I should say, sorry, last week, Huddersfield, in the second half. In the end, they lost that game by 2 points. Now, nobody ever knows how the next 40 minutes are going to go, but we all got the feeling in here that a kick to touch and an attempt at a try would have been the more favoured option. But Danny Brough, well, he and his side, they do take more penalties than any other side. It's what they do. It's what they believe works for them.
This to level it for half-time. And He's missed it. And what's more, he's not found the dead ball line, so Ryan Hall can run it back.
Yeah, double whammy. Leeds lucky to get away with that. He'll be disappointed. Danny Brough knows how important that 2 points could be late in the game. Whoa, why do you want to do that?
Well, he did, because Burrow's on the case. And here goes Rob Burrow. Be a triple whammy this if Leeds get over, having missed that penalty. That's Maguire. Maybe that did drift forward. The crowd on this side seem to think so. Here is Moon. Now it's Maguire again. Maguire flat past to Jamie Jones-Buchanan, and he goes down in a crash tackle of 3. They're asking for a knock-on. It didn't come. Burrow, Maguire, angle kick. Well claimed by Griggs.
Yeah.
Well claimed by Scott Griggs.
Wonderful, wonderful play. Positional play. Griggs realising only seconds remaining.
Brian McDermott makes a hasty exit to the dressing room to wait for his players. He knows they've risked a lot here because they're 6-4 up, but the Huddersfield Giants have had 3 tries chalked off. But it's an exciting match. It's a tight match, exactly as we thought it might be, and the game is certainly up for winning in the second half. So don't go anywhere, because the next 40 could be pretty special. But next we have the halftime report with the boys.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
A Formula One car leaves a vacuum in its wake so great that it will rip up a manhole cover. Produces a downforce so strong it could drive upside down. And with braking so extreme, it can make a driver shoot tears. Extraordinary. Every race live on Sky Sports F1.
Dig!
Sometimes you need to dig deep.
Come on, everything you got!
During hard exercise, breakdown happens deep inside your muscle fibers. Maxi Nutrition helps provide your muscles with the proteins they need to recover, helping make you stronger and perform better. Maxi Nutrition proteins aid muscle recovery. Maxi Nutrition, you stronger.
Hungry House is the easy way to order your favourite takeaway. Your hunger, our mission. hungryhouse.co.uk.
I just want to find the right hotel for me. And when I book, I want it to be for the best price. Can you show me how? Hotel Trivago.
Some do it for fun. Others do it for a living. Whatever the reason, if you need a phone that won't let you down, you need the Cat B15. Shock absorbent. Water resistant. The Cat B15 might be even tougher than you. Cat phones. Built tough, made smart. Get yours now at catphones.com/Sky.
One day, a shell found on a beach in Mauritius will go here. A picture of your daughter's graduation will go here. And one day, there'll be pictures of grandchildren here. But for today, it's just a brilliant place for a snooze. Neville Johnson, bespoke furniture, handcrafted for life. For our latest brochure, call today on 0808 161 2404.
Session Churchill. Come on. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
For an 80% good driver discount, chat to Churchill.
Fancy him for the 340?
Oh, yeah, he done well last time.
Coral, go on, stick one on it.
I want to go to Paris. Hotel Trivago.
Slide on down to the Oak Furnitureland sale and pick up this solid oak extending dining set for just $7.99. Oak Furnitureland, quality at a price you can't knock.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
Well, tremendous game here at Huddersfield, where the Giants trail the Leeds Rhinos by 6 points to 4 at half-time, and the match very much up for the winning in the second half of this first Utility Super League match. The Giants seeking a 100th home Super League victory tonight. Having said that, if they lose, it'll be their 100th home Super League defeat. The Rhinos have made their best start to a season since 2009, the year they last finished top of the pile before winning the grand final at Old Trafford. And Brian McDermott there, to the right of your screen, aiming to join Brian McLennan and Tony Smith as Leeds coaches to have led the Rhinos to a league leaders' shield. But he's more interested in leading them to 2 competition points tonight. Here's the first half analysis with Brian and John at the touchscreen.
Yes, thanks very much, Eddie. A very calm and collected Leeds Rhinos dressing room. A player they did their very best to get out on the field last week against the Catalan Dragons was Kevin Sinfield. And we saw early on in that game, John, how important he is for them.
Yeah, he left the field the week before with a lower limb injury. They were very doubtful as to whether he was going to play. Here's an early example of why Leeds are so desperate to have him on the field. I'll just pick him out for you here, going to the line. I'm going to ask you to keep your eye on him as we move this clip along, because it's what he does before the game. First of all, he's letting his men on the outside know there's a ball coming, there's a play coming. Then he's telling Jamie Peacock, give me some space on the inside. Then a look at Joe Wardle in the opposition defence, and a final look outside at the 2 men that he's going to have with him. And I'm going to pause this at the point of the pass just here. And what he's done is he's attracted the attentions of Joe Wardle in the centre there, and he's put a runner, Delaney, on the inside of him, and Stevie Ward, the try scorer, on the outside of him. It's a very, very difficult position all of a sudden for Joe Wardle to work against. And it happens so quickly that there's not an awful lot he can do about that. Very, very well-worked try. And do not doubt the involvement of Kevin Sinfield in the build-up to that. Very clever player, and he understood exactly what the defensive line was going to do when he put the options that he did against them.
Now, that's the Leeds Rhinos in attack. When they were asked to defend, one of the interesting and one of the commendable aspects of their defence is their ability to transition from a defence quickly into attack. Can you show us a bit of that?
First of all, positional play. And this is the sign, again, of a mature team, a team that's growing and developing together. And there's 2 bits that we've put here that we picked out. The first of all, and he's going to disappear from your screen, but he'll be back in the screen in a second, is Zach Hardacre. He's still young and he's relatively inexperienced, but this belies his years, actually, because the kick is not straightforward. It's a cross field, and that's a 7 out of 10 play. Nice, safe play. This is the extra bit, and this is why people are so excited about Zach Hardacre now in Super League and going forward, how he's going to work for the Leeds Rhinos and on representative duty in future years. The second is Danny Maguire. Just the experience tells him there's going to be nobody around the sticks because the fullback's tied in around the ruck, and he uses his experience there to get in, to get behind, and to get the extra play, which is to get back in field. Very, very important given the context of that game. It had to be done, as did Zach Hardacre's extra yards, because Huddersfield were throwing the kitchen sink at Leeds in that point during the game.
Leeds very controlled and very calm in their defence. Surprisingly on their line, that's when you think it'd be panic stations. But all the way up the field, there's been a calmness and a togetherness about their defence.
Yeah, and in the interests of balance, I know we always wax lyrical about the outside backs. Very impressed with what they did in the middle as well. Everybody points out Jamie Peacock being the centre of everything in terms of the workload. The guys worked incredibly well together as a team, because Jody Broughton just here, he's threatening to make a half break and to actually get through and put his nose through that Leeds defensive line. In fact, he does do. Breaks the tackle of Peacock, so there's a potential threat on now, a half threat. This area here is very loose, the markers aren't set, there's players backpedaling, there's an opportunity for someone to take advantage of that. What I think they do extremely well, the guys on the long side, the outside, they hold their ground. The guys I want you to pay particular attention to are these guys down here, this band of brothers who, they're not actually on high alert at the moment, but you watch how quickly they make that transition when the ball comes back.
Always moving.
Here they go, all forward. and snuff out again and just quiet and dampen down that Huddersfield attack. And they've had to be very, very good at that throughout that first half.
One occasion they weren't quite good enough. The Huddersfield did cross the line. Great try by Jody Broughton, but engineered by one of their forwards.
I would say, and I agree with Terry here, it took something special. It took something out of the ordinary, that little bit, that level above what they'd been used to dealing with during that first half, Leeds. And it came from Davy Fayuma, and it was off the dropout. Fayumu's in reception of the ball, and it's just this little movement just there as he goes into the tackle, which now means he's against a loose ruck, he's against a retreating defence. All these guys going backwards, not necessarily communicating with each other, and they make it pay, don't they? Take full advantage.
Joe Wardle does very well. His drawn pass, just enough to stop Zach Hardacre being able to tackle anybody.
Just here. Nice. Just keeps him off just for long enough, and Jody Broughton with a try on his debut, and it's one that to remember that. Leeds, I think, just shaded the first half, and they've had to be very, very good in defence. But what we have got is what we expected, and that's a great second half in prospect.
Yeah, very exciting first half. What did the statistics tell us about those first 40 minutes? Over to you, Phil.
Brian, the scoreboard has the Giants just behind. The stats would put them just ahead. You know, Leeds have had less possession than their opponents, but made more metres. However, a slightly superior defence, and the fact that they've made 3 breaks to 2, would normally predict the Giants to be just in front, but as you can see, very little in this game in the stats, very little on the scoreboard. One thing I'm sure of is a brilliant second half.
Yes, I think what the boys have been saying is that this match is as tight as a drum, and it is very much up for the winning in the second 40 minutes that are on the way. We'll have the second half for you live once again right after this break.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
He really is a genius. Saeed Ajmal there, strong card.
That's the way State operates.
Rices it through the offside. Only chance gone up round the ground.
Oh, what a delivery from Malinga. He's just clobbered them. Immense power.
Join the stars of world cricket as they descend on Bangladesh for the ICC T20 World Cup, March 16th on Sky Sports.
Liam Hemsworth, Harrison Ford, Gary Oldman, gripping from start to finish.
The kid knows too much.
Paranoia on DVD and Blu-ray Monday.
Can you feel that? When both teams score, it's goals galore. Pick 3 correct games and turn a tenner into £55. Pick 5 games and pocket 170. If you love football, you'll love a bit of Betfriend. Sign up now for no deposit, £10 free bet, exclusively on your mobile.
Right now at DFS, there's at least £500 off all Trend Collection sofas. And if you're quick, you can get the Latitude sofa at the early bird extra price of just £379. There's also 4 years interest-free credit. Early bird extra savings ends Sunday. DFS.
This is no ordinary household. It's a Virgin Media household. And because the Bolt family are doing more on the internet than ever before, we're supercharging our fibre optic network again, giving them even more power.
More power, more power, more power, more fire.
We're committed to keeping our fibre optic network supercharged because we always want you to have the power you need. You'll be able to download 5 times faster than BT's regular broadband. Now from just $7.50 a month for the first 6 months. Search Supercharge your broadband today.
You set me up. Time we make him pay. That's a deep rivalry right there. I'm never gonna stop.
You are out of your mind.
I love it.
Is that your car, son?
A good credit score can help you get the things you want in life. At Experian Credit Expert, we help you understand your credit score and show you ways to improve it, so you can get a better rate on things like credit cards, loans, and mortgages. We've already helped over 5 million customers take control of their Experian credit score. Get your free 30-day trial at Experian.co.uk and see how we can help you.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
The Rugby League just doesn't finish after Thursdays and Friday night matches here on Sky Sports, because we have Monday night full-time, all the tries scored from the weekend, 7 o'clock Sky Sports 2. Tuesday, Super League back chat with Steve O'Rod and the boys, also on 2 at 10. And on Sky Sports 1 at 6, Boots and All, the midweek show, and it's repeated at 8 on Sky Sports 2 again. Every night of the week, it's Rugby League night on Sky Sports these days. And for this Friday night, from the First Utility Super League, we have a 2-point ball game. Leeds Rhinos ahead by 6 points to 4. Huddersfield having had 3 tries chalked off, either by the referee in the middle, James Child, or by the video refs. So big second half to come. Huddersfield will attack from right to left. Danny Brough gets us underway. Who's to win it, Steve-O? Come on.
Well, I'd very rarely sit on the fence, but it wouldn't surprise me if this finishes up a draw. They really have got into each other, and I just have that feeling that it's going to be so tight as a drum all the way through. Leeds, they'll be thanking their lucky stars. They remember, I've mentioned the fact they gave away 3 silly penalties, allowed the Giants to get down, 3 tries chalked off. They can't afford to do that in the second half, Leeds. They've got to make sure their composure is spot on.
Leeds supporters watching this here in the stadium at home will remember the first round victory at Hull Kingston Rovers. It was as tight as this at half-time. In fact, it was tighter. I think it was all square at 6 apiece. And Leeds walked away with it in the second half. Now then, I wonder if we're going to see same again here tonight at the John Smith Stadium, or will Huddersfield come back and win this match? I wonder what was said at half-time. Rod Studd.
Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, I mean, Paul Anderson's satisfaction with the first half can be gauged from the fact that it was a very, very quick team talk from him and Kieran Patil, his assistant. They both left the changing room with a full 5 minutes to go before kick-off. Obviously pretty satisfied with what he'd seen in the first period, and really a question of just putting that pressure on and turning that pressure into points, because the pressure and field position really should have manifested itself in more tries. Only 1 to show so far. Leeds obviously need to cut down all the silly penalties and make sure their discipline spruces up in the second period, and the temperature down here has dropped quite sharply at the start of this second half, Eddie.
Yes, it's a chilly night. Ooh, that went over the head of Zach Hardacre. He gets away with that. Ryan Hall picked it up on the bounce and then was clattered by Big Earl Crabtree and Joe Wardle.
That was great work, you know, from Ryan Hall.
Ooh, he's taking the chance there. Robinson, there is a pinch. That was on the way for about 5 seconds before he went down.
Well, he thought he had pinched it, but you can't be doing things like that when you got one of your teammates virtually involved in the tackle.
So he nearly nicked it there, and then there's 3 of them, and then he nicks it there, and the referee's got no other alternative decision, Stuart Cummings.
No, not at all. It's one of the current trends to use the ball to get hold of and wrestle the players to the ground. And unfortunately, if it comes out, the referee's only got one option, and that's to penalise.
Hence, Leeds are midway inside the Giants' half of the field. Maguire gets it away to Joel Moon.
Well, we've seen quite a lot of running from dummy half, especially from Luke Robinson and the Giants. And Rob Berrow has got to be doing exactly the same thing for Leeds to get any momentum going.
Kevin Sinfield just turns his back to the defenders, then takes the tackle, will play the ball to Rob Burrow. Burrow then finds Lulawai. He tries to run straight through the man, but he stood his ground, did Fayumu. This is Maguire again into the in-goal area and picked up by Jody Broughton. Did well.
Tremendous work. It's all about reading the game, and they're ready perfectly. Not a back kick as well. And then Rod Studd mentioned the fact that the discipline, don't give away silly penalties on this Leeds outfit. This will be going through the mind of the players and the coach Brian McDermott.
Lawrence plays it. Ferris takes the ball forward, gets a great offload away to Robinson. And here is Fayumu again. Stevie Ward gets to him with Jones Buchanan. 4 tackles gone. Kicking early is Danny Brough. Thought about a 40-20. It goes over the head of Ryan Hall, who had funneled back quickly. Gives it then to Hardacre.
Been a highlight from both sides, the kick and chase game.
At the start of the season, Eddie, I fell in love with the Leeds backline. They just looked so, you know, so much potential. And yet in this game, you have to give a lot of credit to Huddersfield's defenders, the ones out wide. They've dealt with very, very well so far the threats and the speed and the skill that we've all thought Leeds have. That's not to say in the next 30 minutes we won't see them exploit it, but at the moment, Huddersfield's defence, very impressive.
Burrow on the centre spot almost, then it's with Maguire, now it's with Hardacre. And Hardacre is halted by Chris Bailey. Here comes the last one. Burrow, Maguire, they're looking for Sinfield as they always do. Sinfield's trapped, oh, Maguire's trapped. He dumps it down. It's with Peacock, he's not a kicker. Well, that's not bad, actually. I'm just say he's not a kicker. He's not bad, and that's a great chase by Callum Watkins.
Certainly is under a lot of pressure. Well, Jamie Peacock, the prop forward, will be boasting about that one for a long, long time. He did well.
That has been the line speed, hasn't it? That's the line speed from Huddersfield defending. They've got men who are coming up and they're putting pressure, whether they're chasing from the outside, chasing from the inside. They're forcing that man to kick. Kevin Sinfield couldn't get it away, and it was left to the big man, Jamie Peacock. And I did say earlier, he can do most things, Ed.
Yes, and he can kick as well by the looks of things. On the halfway line now, Huddersfield with Crabtree, who'll take it forward.
He's the key, this fella here, Luke Robinson. He's giving it away. Brough with the low kick into the corner. Again, great kick and chase. Wonderful feature from both outfits.
Well, the two coaches are, of course, former members of the old Bradford awesome foursome, Paul Anderson and Brian McDermott, renowned and legendary awesome foursome. Anderson hasn't lost to McDermott in 7 meetings as a coach. He's got 34 minutes for his team to wrestle this one away from the Rhinos. This is Ablett. Bailey gets the last tackle in. Now they're looking again for Mr. Dependable Sinfield, but he's running it to Ward and then to Watkins. Watkins then puts the kick in. That wasn't played at. And that will be the turnover, so Huddersfield will get the ball back on halfway. Strange decision, do you think, to run it there? Sinfield seemed to have plenty of time.
Well, they feel they have the confidence of the three-quarter line, but it's not the best kick, is it? That really should have been way downfield. They've put themselves under enough pressure. Danny Brough doing the dance, war dance. Oh, offload as well.
Oh, he shouted held. The referee had shouted held, so he'll come back to Danny Brough to restart with a play the ball. Here is Crabtree again. And I think there's news coming in here on Brett Delaney from Rod.
Yeah, just a quick one, Eddie. Brett Delaney came off with a chest problem in the first half for Leeds. He came back out and took his seat on the bench at the start of the second period, but he's gone back in again. It's still troubling him, and they just want to run some more tests, so want to keep an eye on the absence of Delaney.
Bailey, meanwhile, for the Huddersfield Giants. Yeah, a few chest problems knocking around at this time of year. And this is Brough. And it's helped on wide by Brett Ferris to Broughton. Oh, there's a problem here.
I think there might have been a clash of heads there. He got caught in the heavy sandwich, did Broughton. Picked up the loose pass.
Is it his knee, Mike, that gets twisted underneath him, the left knee?
Yeah, I thought it might have been a clash of heads, but you could see that he's in agony.
How's it looking?
Well, this is the awful look for this fella. Yeah, you can see the left ankle.
And Callum Watkins on top of it.
But attending the knee. I thought maybe it could have been the ankle, but
I think that's the signal that that's finished, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the time being.
Just throw some water there.
Do they need a stretcher to bring him off? No, he's getting to his feet. Well, that's a big blow for Jody Broughton. He's got to his feet. He's going to play the ball here. I mean, you know, a bad knee injury like that, you have to take your hats off to these fellas. But it's a problem for Paul Anderson.
The blood problem as well for Luke Robinson. That's why the physio has just put in some strapping around his head.
Yeah. Got that in the first half. Right, so we play the ball, and that might be the last we'll see of Jody Broughton. He limps his way off to the side as this kick goes high. Oh, and it's knocked back or forward. Oh, hello, here's another decision as McGilvray touches down. Here's another one for the video refs. Whoa, they're having to work overtime tonight, Stuart.
Yeah, just check it.
Well, it's another one like the first one. There's a few parts to this one. It's the challenge in the air from the kick, so we've got to check the kick first. Are they all onside? As we normally find out nowadays, they are onside. They're well coached, well trained to stay behind the line. So who does this ball come off? Does it go forward off Leroy Cudjoe, or is it knocked back off the Leeds player?
Having another look here at the onside offside by the looks.
Well, I think they're also looking at the fact that Jamie Jones-Buchanan had a hand pulling someone back as well, so that they may have a little bit of a replay of that one.
I think certainly on the challenge on first look, it looks like it might have come off Leroy Cudjoe. So they're both challenging for the ball. There's no problem with the contest in the air. It's who does this ball come off? Well, it looks like it hits his Ryan Hall's shoulder and goes backwards.
I don't think that's hit Cudjoe's hand, do you? Doesn't look like it.
Not on that look.
This will tell them for definite.
Oh, it's hard to say, isn't it?
I think that goes straight through and onto Ryan Hall's shoulder at that point.
Oh, it's close. But I'd have to agree that Ryan Hall didn't make an excellent attempt on this. Missed it with the fingertips, hits the shoulder. And if that is the case,
here we go.
It'll be a try.
They've not looked at the grounding.
No try. It's a penalty against Leeds for a pullback by Leeds.
Well, that has amazed me.
It's a penalty.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan, isn't it, on Chris Bailey, who's running through. I don't think Bailey was ever going to be close to the ball.
But that was no excuse to disallow the try, was it? They've obviously thought that Cudjoe did get a fingertip to it.
Yes, that part they've ruled it was a knock on there, so they've gone back to the previous offence of the pullback.
There's Jamie Jones-Buchanan pulling the man back. That's the reason why they got a penalty. Anyway, let's play on. Surely the Giants say we need the try.
That's 4 that's been chalked off for the Giants then. Bailey, short ball, gets to Ferris, and Ferris is got to by Danny Maguire. Here's the other Danny Brough. Just dropped the shoulder, bounced off Lulawai. It's a loose pass. Well picked up, though, by Jason Chan. He's had a wow of a game, this fella. Quick play, the ball's wanted. That's Kyle Ward. Here is Bailey. Broughton off the field, as you might expect. Wardle now playing on the left wing in place of him. But they're going right with Robinson, then back on the inside to Fayumu, into the chest of Lulawai. This is again Kyle Wood. Last one coming up here for Huddersfield.
Stab the kick.
Back with Brough. Long they go to Lawrence. Lawrence can't get the ball away. Briscoe, brilliant defence with Watkins.
Well, it surprised me when Danny Brough received that ball that he opted for the power play out wide, when really they should have been looking for that extra set of 6 to keep that power play upon them.
Well, 4 tries disallowed by video referee and the referee in the middle tonight for Huddersfield. That's a talking point, no doubt, for anyone who'll be watching in the pubs and the clubs and sitting at home, and also obviously for everyone here at the ground.
Well, even though they've crossed for the line and the tries have been chalked off, they need to be patient. If they're patient, Huddersfield, they can still cross and cause a lot of problems to Leeds Rhinos, because they're getting into decent field position, causing Leeds Rhinos a bit of trouble, and maybe they could come up with a score.
The biggest problem, though, Tez, is the fact that will it start playing on the mind of these Huddersfield players to say that is luck going to be against us tonight?
I think they're growing with confidence, Steve, as the game's getting on.
But it might frustrate them late in this game.
Well, there's half an hour remaining, so no need for any of that frustration just yet. Anxiety, maybe, because of the way that the game has gone, but not frustration yet.
Oh, it's good defence.
It is good defence. Tigerish round the ankles from Burrow.
The Giants need to try to get that. Oh, that's a good offload, but the Giants need to do a little bit more, play the ball quicker, give the chance for the likes of Luke Robinson or even Kyle Wood to scamper away from that dummy half position.
Brough now takes it to the line, gives it to Robinson, a little juggle from him, goes wide and finds Cudjoe. Joel Moon missed him, but Peacock and Burrow to the rescue.
Got to be the kick this time.
There's Scott Griggs. Griggs to Brough. High again. Oh, it's a bit too deep though, is it? No, it stands in the in-goal area. It's a tremendous kick. And nowhere for Hardacre to go other than over the dead ball line. It looked like he'd given it far too much oomph then, but it came down and bounced straight up in the air.
And it just shows you that old adage, never let the ball bounce. You talk about frustration, Eddie. Inside that man's chest, he'll be wondering, and inside the brain box, what on earth do we have to do to get these officials? There's the kick.
This is the no try just a few moments ago. Jamie Jones-Buchanan clearly offending and knocked forward by a Huddersfield man, so no try. That's try number 4 chalked off tonight.
But most importantly, I thought that came off the shoulder of Ryan Hall. That should have been given, but I'm not the video referee.
We all know that now.
Good.
Well, look, you get 6 players here. They've taken 2 in there now to get them to a position here. They've got a full back line, lots of options, but just look again how quickly Leeds get up and close down the man.
Yeah, illegally though this time. JJB round the neck of Luke Robinson.
Well, the first impact was on the shoulder, but you can see that he's struggling around the neck area. No option for the referee.
2 points, Steve.
I'd go for the 2, yeah. Level it up.
It's definitely a penalty. The referee waited to see if anything developed. It didn't, and they are going for 2. Now, Danny Brough missed with a kick in the closing moments of the first half. But I'm sure that this isn't playing on the mind in any way, shape or form, lending some weight to the decision he's just taken. But he needs 2 points here to become only the 9th player to reach 1,500 in Super League football. That will be nothing whatsoever to do with this, but it's a milestone kick, which he makes. And so 1,500 points in Super League for the current man of steel. And the scores here are level, 6-all.
And that just settles the nerves. Danny Brough choosing to go for the 2 points. Rather come away with some points than nothing at all with the way the Leeds Rhinos have been defending. But a good test of character now from both sides.
It's a real contrast for Danny Brough compared to last year's matches against the Rhinos, because he got 32 points himself in the 3 wins against Leeds last year.
Well, they've got themselves back level. I'd say on the back of not only some brilliant attack, but some outstanding defence. You know, last week they didn't defend that well. 96% tackle success is outstanding, you know. They get 2 green lights out of 3. And at the moment, I would say they look the better team to win this.
But only, according to the key performance indicator, by the narrowest of margins, by 1 point. They won't be thinking about a drop goal yet, but in 20 minutes or so, you never know. If it stays at 6-all, of course.
Well, it's always a golden opportunity, isn't it, for either side, Danny Brough or Kevin Sinfield or even Danny Maguire. And again, they've opted for kicking early in the piece. That's a great kick.
It is, he is.
Look at that chase. Oh, sensational.
Now then, was that a bit high on Ryan Hall? The Leeds fans certainly thought so. And Jermaine McGilvray was just straying up a little, maybe.
Yeah, I got the impression that Ryan Hall felt that way as well. Now, this is where the Giants have to keep their composure. A penalty here will create all sorts of problems for them. Boy, haven't they kept this guy quiet tonight.
Yeah, Ferris has done a good job on him. Got to keep this fella quiet too, Burrow, and you've got to keep this fellow even quieter. Callum Watkins wrestled to the ground by Wardle, who's had a fine game.
He's been brilliant, Joe Wardle, both in attack and defence.
Sinfield with a big hoof downfield.
That's a great kick as well. Boy,
two great kickers.
A highlight too, hasn't it?
2 great kickers tonight. Sinfield for Leeds, Brough for the Giants. Good carry from his own line as well. And a penalty for a second effort on McGilvray as he tried to get to his feet.
When you have a winger like Jermaine McGilvray, when he brings the ball back, he brings it back with interest, and because of his urgency to get up and play the ball, Rob Burrow had lost control. He couldn't bring him to ground, and that's why the penalty was awarded.
It's frustrating for any coach, but Brian McDermott especially. He made the point. Rod Studd made it quite clear that the Leeds coach has said, look, discipline, don't give away the penalty.
Well, they've obviously not got the message out there, because whenever Jermaine McGilvray carries the ball, they just can't quite cope with him. I think 3 of those 8 penalties all conceded when he's got up to play the ball quicker than the defenders.
And they've had 3 penalties on the run. Have Huddersfield.
Good tackle by Ablett on Chan. It's been a tremendous battle between the 2 second rowers. Oh, he did well there. Crabtree to take that.
It's been a great battle between these 2 sides. It's it really is nip and tuck. Kopjak takes JJB forward a couple of metres before going down on the last. Now then, Brough, they rush out to try and cut his options down. Ayton, he then gives it to Ferris. Ferris off the outside of the boot into the arms of Hardacre.
You've got to give Leeds a lot of credit there. They were lining up. They thought perhaps that Danny Brough was getting into position to go for that 1 point. Okay, still got plenty of time left in this game. But psychologically, that 1 point could have lifted them, and now they've got their own back. And the big fella Crabtree doesn't agree with the official. What a great relief this is for the Rhinos. Bit of a grapple tackle.
I think it was for the second effort, Stuart, wasn't it? Just a push and a pull.
Very similar to the Jermaine McGilvray penalty earlier. He's got on the wrong side and he's trying to get round and in front of the round to marker, but you know, he's been beaten by the play the ball.
Well, it's been ages since the Rhinos have been down in anywhere near shape or form in the attacking zone.
Well, they're there now with Maguire 22 metres away from the line, and 4 tackles this set of 6 remaining. Ayton to Sinfield to Jones Buchanan.
The most important factor as Leeds are concerned, as I say, it's been a while, just stay down there.
This is Hardacre. Hardacre goes wide to Briscoe. Briscoe's bundled into touch. Joe Wardle again.
Super stuff from Wardle. He has been outstanding. Probably the best game that I've seen him play for quite some time. It was a planned move, switch on the blind side from the full back, but equal to the task.
I wonder if Zach Hardacre backed himself there instead of throwing that ball. He has the pace to get around Earl Crabtree and score the try himself.
Keep the ropes tight, guys, both sides, ropes.
Ifs and maybes.
He's a phenomenal player, Steve-O.
Yep. And there's plenty on display tonight as well. This has been a real crunch effort. Enjoyed every second.
This has been a great game. They will be, won't they? They'll be amongst the honours this year. They'll be knocking on the door of Old Trafford. They'll be thinking about League Leaders' Shield. They will be maybe thinking about a trip to Wembley, as will Wigan, of course, and Hull KR, who are going quite well. Last time we heard at St Helens tonight. It's next Friday. We're back with you for a live match, 7:30 again on Sky Sports 1.
And again, another great little run from dummy half from Luke Robinson. Oh, was that a knock-on?
Yes, it was.
Oh, dearie me. Kyle Wood.
He says he didn't touch it. He said it came off his ankle. Well, cameras do not lie, Kyle. Let's have a look.
Bit of both, man.
And there's no reaction from anyone here. There it is. There is a knock-on.
Yeah,
Right hand.
Yeah, just got a little touch to it.
Well, maybe Huddersfield at this point now are inviting Leeds back into the game. They give a penalty away the set before this. They've now made a mistake on the halfway, giving opportunities to the Rhinos.
Yes, they are. Maguire drops the pass off to Joel Moon. Big set of 6 here for Leeds. Peacock will take the ball forward. They've only conceded before tonight, Leeds, 3 tries this year. They've now conceded 4.
That's great harassment, isn't it?
We talk about their magnificent 3-quarter line leads, but the defence isn't bad, is it? Singleton.
Okay.
Sinfield, Maguire, Moon. Gets the ball away brilliantly to Maguire. Maguire then to Singleton. Singleton with a leg drive to the 20-metre line.
What a great reception there, especially from Brett Perez.
Burrow, Peacock. Peacock back it comes. Maguire wide to Watkins. Watkins looks for Briscoe. It went behind him.
Again, just a little bit of panic rugby league when they really didn't need it.
You know, these two teams are both used to winning games. Last season they won more than they lost. And what's fascinating is in the mindset now of a player here. 60 minutes into the game, you're used to being in front. You're not, it's 6-all. Staying patient and knowing that you're prepared to go into the last 10, the last 5 minutes with your concentration at the level that when one chance presents itself, you can take it, convert it and win the game.
Well, it's familiar territory, this, for Huddersfield. They drew their last home game against Hull Kingston Rovers. A match they should have won, of course, they say. They conceded 2 tries in the last couple of minutes to surrender a point, much to Paul Anderson's indignation. It was a battling display by Rovers, and they're battling tonight from all accounts. Robinson
again. Live wire, it's been all over the place, but it was good defence out on that left-hand side. They came as a unit, did the Rhinos.
Kafusi goes down.
You've got to go for length.
It's the last tackle, so it will be a deep kick from Brough. Oh, and it bounces in front of Ryan Hall, but it trickles its way over the line. The Huddersfield crowd and 1 or 2 players think maybe that touched Ryan Hall on the way to the dead ball line.
Jamie Peacock was in front of the kicker, so that's why he's being brought back.
Oh, it might have done.
Tell you what, the crowd here, the home fans have seen that.
Don't you think though, Mike, if he touched it, he would have known to go and get the ball. He wouldn't have taken the risk, would he, there, of letting that go over the back. His urgency would have got his hands on the ball and run it back out.
Well, you'd think so, but he may have been that stunned at the way that it ricocheted. And it's all in. Handbags are plenty. Well, Tez, you're used to all this. Did you see any arm move? I don't think it was one punch.
Was it Jermaine McGilvray? Was it Jermaine McGilvray that took exception to something?
It was, and my mind goes back to a Challenge Cup tie here last year between these two. Joe Wardle and Carl Ablett involved, and Joe Wardle given the red card. I mean, there's nothing in this. This won't be any colour card, I wouldn't think.
Well, he just wouldn't let him get up. It was as simple as that.
I think there's a kick out by Carl Ablett on the ground as they're getting up, and I think that's what started it all off.
You're just going to maintain your composure, okay? Can't go flying in like that.
Well, he was looking to give a facial
Make sure you maintain your own composure.
at the time when
okay.
all about you is going absolutely berserk. You like to keep calm.